The phone shattered against the marble floor of the penthouse, its screen cracking like the facade of Tanner Harrington's perfect life. In that instant, as shards scattered across the room, he had just hung up on the love of his life, telling him it was over because his family's empire demanded a respectable heir. 10 years later, standing in the crowded Grand Central Station, Tanner's world tilted when he locked eyes with a boy who mirrored his own features, clinging to the hand of the man he had abandoned. Tanner Harrington had always known the weight of expectations. Born into one of New York's oldest banking dynasties, he was groomed from childhood to take the reins of Harrington Financial. His father, Reginald, a stern patriarch with a voice like gravel, drilled into him the importance of legacy. Marriage, children, continuity. Bloodlines don't bend to whims, Reginald would say, his eyes narrowing over whiskey glasses at family dinners. Tanner nodded along, but inside, a storm brewed. At Yale, he met Jamie Lawson, a literature major from a modest Midwest family, whose laugh could light up the dimmest lecture hall. Jamie was everything Tanner wasn't: free-spirited, unburdened by inheritance. Their friendship deepened into something more during late-night study sessions, stolen kisses in empty dorms. For the first time, Tanner felt alive, not just a cog in a machine. But reality crashed in during senior year. Reginald discovered a photo on Tanner's phone, a candid shot of him and Jamie at a campus party. The confrontation was brutal. This aberration ends now, Reginald thundered in his study, slamming a fist on the oak desk. You'll marry Eleanor Whitaker, secure the merger with her family's firm, or I'll cut you out. No trust fund, no position, nothing. Eleanor was polished, from old money, the perfect match on paper. Tanner protested, his voice cracking, but Reginald's ultimatum was ironclad. Choose your perversion or your future. That night, Tanner paced his room, heart pounding. He thought of Jamie's smile, the way he whispered dreams of a life together in the city. But the Harrington name loomed like a shadow. What would he be without it? A nobody scraping by? The decision gnawed at him, a moral quagmire where love clashed with duty. The breakup call was clinical, detached. It's not you, Jamie. Everything else. Tanner's words echoed hollow in his ears as Jamie's voice broke on the other end. You're choosing money over us? Over me. Silence stretched, then Jamie hung up. Tanner stared at the phone, a void opening in his chest. He deleted every photo, every message, burying the pain under layers of ambition. Weeks later, he proposed to Eleanor at a gala, the ring a symbol of his surrender. The wedding was a spectacle, covered in society pages. Reginald beamed, clapping Tanner on the back. Good choice, son. But as vows were exchanged, Tanner's mind flashed to Jamie, wondering if he'd ever forgive himself. Life accelerated. Tanner climbed the corporate ladder, becoming CEO by 30. Board meetings, mergers, philanthropy events. His days blurred into a montage of success. Eleanor was a dutiful wife, but their marriage was a partnership, not passion. They tried for children, but fertility issues arose. Doctors suggested surrogacy, but Eleanor balked at the idea, preferring adoption. Tanner pushed it aside, focusing on work. Rumors of his past never surfaced. He had scrubbed it clean. Yet, in quiet moments, regret surfaced like a submerged wreck. He wondered about Jamie. Had he moved on? Found someone worthy? One evening, after a grueling day, Tanner attended a charity auction. Scanning the room, his eyes caught a familiar figure across the crowd. Jamie, older, but unmistakable, with the same tousled hair and warm eyes. He was with a group, laughing easily. Tanner's heart raced. Should he approach? Apologize? But fear paralyzed him. What if Jamie spat in his face? Instead, Tanner slipped out, the encounter reopening old wounds. That night, he dreamed of their college days, waking in a sweat. Eleanor noticed his distraction. "What's wrong?" she asked over breakfast. "Nothing," he lied, the word tasting like ash. The pressure mounted. Reginald, now retired, hounded Tanner about heirs. The line ends with you if you don't act. Tanner confided in a close advisor who suggested discreet options. But morality tugged. Was he ready to father a child in a loveless marriage? Meanwhile, whispers of corporate intrigue emerged. A rival firm was poaching clients, and Tanner suspected internal leaks. Paranoia set in, he trusted no one. In this vortex, thoughts of Jamie persisted, a reminder of the road not taken. As months turned to years, Tanner's life became a fortress of isolation. He threw himself into philanthropy, funding LGBTQ+ causes anonymously, a quiet atonement. But the donations felt empty, like buying indulgences. One day, a letter arrived at his office, an anonymous note. "You think you can hide forever?" His blood ran cold. Was it Jamie, or someone else from his past? The note ignited a chain of doubts. Tanner hired a private investigator, ostensibly for business security, but secretly to check on Jamie. The report came back. Jamie lived in Brooklyn, teaching high school English, single. No mention of grudges, but Tanner's guilt festered. The turning point came at a family gathering. Reginald, frail now, pulled Tanner aside. "I'm proud of you, but secure the future." Tanner nodded, but inside, rebellion stirred. That night, he drove aimlessly, ending up in Brooklyn. Parking outside Jamie's brownstone, he watched the lights flicker. What if he knocked? Confessed everything? But cowardice won. He drove away, the decision another layer of self-betrayal. Little did Tanner know, Jamie had his own secrets. Back in college, after the breakup, Jamie spiraled into depression. Therapy helped, but the pain lingered. Then, a twist. Before the split, they had discussed future dreams, including children. In a moment of desperation, Jamie had visited a fertility clinic alone, using a donor who, unbeknownst to him, matched Tanner's profile through a mix-up. But that revelation was years away. For now, Jamie rebuilt, focusing on his students, finding solace in literature's tales of redemption. Tanner's world cracked further when Eleanor's affair came to light. Photos from the investigator intended for business captured her with a colleague. Confrontation ensued. "I did it for us," she claimed, tears streaming. "You were never here." Tanner felt hypocrisy burn. He had betrayed Jamie for this? Divorce loomed, messy and public. Reginald raged. "You'll ruin us." But Tanner stood firm, the first act of defiance. In the aftermath, Tanner sought therapy, unpacking years of repression. "You chose safety over authenticity," the therapist said. Words that stung, forcing Tanner to confront his moral failings. He reached out to old friends, piecing together a life beyond the empire. Yet the void remained. One afternoon, browsing a bookstore, he picked up a novel about lost loves. The dedication, "To those who choose wrong," hit like a punch. The story built toward inevitability. Tanner decided to apologize. He drafted an email to Jamie, fingers trembling. "I was wrong. Can we talk?" Sent. No response for days. Then, a reply, "Grand Central, noon tomorrow." Tanner's pulse thundered. What would he say? How to atone? Arriving early, Tanner scanned the throngs. There, Jamie, approaching with a young boy in tow. The child, about 9, had Tanner's eyes, his jawline. Shock rooted Tanner in place. "Who's this?" he stammered. Jamie's gaze was steady. "Meet Tyler. Our son, well, yours biologically. I used a surrogate after you left. Donor mix-up, but I kept him." The revelation exploded like a bomb. Tanner's knees buckled. He had a son, and Jamie had raised him alone? The station's clamor faded as Tanner processed Jamie's words. "How? Why didn't you tell me?" His voice cracked, echoing the fracture in his soul. Jamie's expression hardened, years of resentment surfacing. "You made your choice. I wasn't going to beg." Tyler tugged at Jamie's sleeve, innocent eyes wide. Dad, who's he? Jamie's decision to keep Tyler's secret stemmed from betrayal's deep cut. After the breakup, he had channeled grief into action. Visiting a clinic, he selected a donor profile eerily similar to Tanner's, tall, dark-haired, Ivy League educated. It was subconscious revenge, a way to hold onto what was lost. When the surrogate delivered Tyler, Jamie saw the resemblance immediately. Tests confirmed. A clerical error at the clinic had swapped samples. Tanner was the biological father. Jamie could have sued, exposed everything, but he chose silence. Raising him alone was my way of reclaiming power, he later told a friend. But solitude weighed heavy. Teaching days ended with bedtime stories, hiding exhaustion behind smiles. Family holidays were lonely. His parents, conservative Midwesterners, distanced themselves upon learning of his orientation. "We love you, but this lifestyle." His mother trailed off during calls. Tanner, reeling, suggested coffee nearby. They sat in a bustling cafe, Tyler munching on a cookie, oblivious to the tension. "I want to be involved," Tanner whispered. Jamie scoffed. "Now? After abandoning us?" The word us hung heavy. Tanner explained his side, the pressure, the fear. "I was young, stupid." But excuses rang hollow. Jamie leaned in. "You traded love for legacy. Look where it got you. Divorced, alone." News of the divorce had spread. Jamie followed society pages bitterly. The meeting ended abruptly. "Think about what you want," Jamie said, standing. Tanner watched them leave, a paternal ache blooming. Back home, he pored over old photos he had recovered from cloud backups. Him and Jamie carefree. Regret morphed into resolve. He called his lawyer. "I need to set up a trust for a child." But morality nagged. Was this buying forgiveness? Days blurred. Tanner confided in his sister, Lydia, the only family member who suspected his secret. "You have a son?" she gasped over lunch. "Dad will disown you." Lydia, progressive but pragmatic, advised caution. "Approach slowly. Jamie's hurt runs deep." Tanner nodded, but impatience grew. He showed up at Tyler's school unannounced, watching from afar as the boy played soccer. The resemblance was uncanny. Same determined furrow in his brow. Guilt twisted, he had missed first steps, words, everything. Jamie discovered the stalking via a teacher's report. Furious, he confronted Tanner at his office. "Stay away!" he shouted in the lobby, drawing stares. Security intervened, but Tanner pulled Jamie into a conference room. "I'm sorry," Tanner pleaded. "Let me make it right." Tears welled in Jamie's eyes. "Right? You shattered me." The outburst revealed Jamie's struggles. Therapy for abandonment issues, dating failures shadowed by Tanner's ghost. "I raised our son while you built empires." The confrontation escalated family tensions. Reginald, hearing rumors, summoned Tanner. "What's this about a bastard child?" he bellowed. Tanner came clean. "He's mine from a past relationship with a man." Silence thundered. Reginald's face purpled. "You're out. Disinherited." The words landed like blows, but Tanner felt liberated. "Fine. I choose truth now." Walking out, he realized the cost. Board ousting loomed. Stocks would plummet. Eleanor, amid divorce proceedings, learned of Tyler. "You had a secret family?" she accused in mediation. Tanner admitted everything, the marriage a sham. "I loved him." Eleanor's hurt was palpable. She had suspected but ignored signs. "You used me." Settlement ballooned, her lawyers demanding half. Tanner agreed, the financial hit a penance. Jamie's side churned. Tyler asked questions. "Who was that man?" Jamie hedged. "An old friend." But lies festered. He sought counsel from a support group for single gay parents. "Introduce gradually," they advised. Yet, fear gripped. What if Tanner took Tyler away? Legal consultations revealed shared rights possible given biology. Panic set in. Jamie filed for sole custody preemptively. Tanner, Undeterred, sent gifts, books for Jamie, toys for Tyler. A note, "I want to earn your trust." Jamie returned them but softened slightly. A phone call, "Meet at the park, neutral ground." There, under autumn leaves, they talked. Tyler played nearby, glancing curiously. Tanner shared his disinheritance. "I lost everything for this chance." Jamie's walls cracked. "Why now?" Tanner's answer, "Because I woke up." Societal whispers amplified. Media sniffed scandal. Harrington Heir's gay affair exposed? Tanner faced board scrutiny. "Personal matters affect business," a director sneered. He fought back, rallying allies. But leaks continued, someone internal betraying him. Suspicion fell on a VP loyal to Reginald. Jamie's school faced backlash. Conservative parents complained about his lifestyle. A petition circulated. Jamie defended himself at a meeting. "My personal life doesn't affect my teaching." Support came from colleagues, but stress mounted. Tyler noticed. "Why are you sad, Dad?" Jamie hugged him, vowing protection. The plot thickened with a surprise visit from Tanner's mother, Vivian. Softer than Reginald, she arrived at his apartment. "Your father is wrong. Meet your son." Her acceptance was a bomb, but conditional. "Keep it quiet." Tanner refused. "No more hiding." As winter approached, a crisis hit. Tyler fell ill, appendicitis. Jamie rushed him to the hospital. In panic, he called Tanner. "He's asking for you." Tanner arrived, holding Tyler's hand through surgery. Post-op, as Tyler slept, they talked honestly. "I never stopped loving you," Tanner confessed. Jamie's tears fell. "I hate that I feel the same." Recovery bonded them. Tanner visited daily, reading to Tyler. Laughter returned, tentative. But betrayal's scar remained. Jamie set boundaries. Co-parenting? Nothing more. Tanner agreed, but hope flickered. Corporate fallout peaked. Tanner was ousted as CEO, stocks dipped. Media frenzy. Headlines screamed, "Fallen Heir's secret life." Public opinion split. Some praised authenticity, others condemned. Social media buzzed with debates on family, identity. Jamie's job hung by a thread. A board review loomed. He prepared a statement, emphasizing dedication. Support letters poured in from students. "Mr. Lawson changed my life," one wrote. In this turmoil, Tanner proposed a radical step. Joint custody filing, publicly. "Show the world we're a family." Jamie hesitated, fearing exposure. Tyler deserves normalcy. Debate raged, moral lines blurring. Was visibility worth the risk? The decision came after a heartfelt night. Tyler, recovering, said, "I like having two dads." Innocence pierced defenses. Jamie nodded. "Okay, but on our terms." Filing for joint custody ignited a media storm. Paparazzi camped outside Jamie's brownstone. Flashing cameras startling Tyler. "Why are they here?" the boy asked, clutching his backpack. Jamie shielded him, anger boiling. "This is what you wanted?" he snapped at Tanner over the phone. Tanner, holed up in a temporary apartment after selling the penthouse, felt the weight. "I thought it would pass, but it didn't." Talk shows dissected their story. From closet to courtroom, Harrington's hidden heir. Experts debated ethics. Was Tanner redeeming or exploiting? Reginald's retaliation was swift. He leaked old emails to the press, painting Tanner as opportunistic. "He chose greed first," a tabloid quoted. Tanner countered with an interview. "I was wrong then. Now, I'm fighting for my family." Public sympathy swayed. LGBTQ+ advocates rallied. But backlash stung, hate mail, online trolls. Tyler's school switched to remote learning amid threats. Jamie's internal conflict deepened. Nights he stared at ceiling cracks, questioning choices. Keeping Tyler's secret protected them. But at what cost? Isolation bred resentment. Therapy sessions unpacked. You punish Tanner by withholding, but hurt yourself too. Jamie admitted truth. Part of him wanted Tanner back, but trust was shattered. Tanner navigated unemployment, starting a consulting firm focused on ethical finance. No more cutthroat, he told Lydia. She supported, but warned, Dad's allies are circling. Indeed, a lawsuit emerged. Reginald contesting the trust fund, claiming undue influence. Court dates piled up, draining resources. A pivotal moment, Tyler's birthday party. Jamie organized modestly. Tanner attended. Watching Tyler blow out candles, flanked by both dads, warmth spread. But an uninvited guest, Eleanor, arrived. I deserve to know, she demanded outside. Tanner explained gently, this isn't about you. Her eyes flashed hurt. You ruined lives. She left, but planted doubt. Was Tanner's redemption selfish? Societal pressure mounted. A conservative group protested outside the courthouse during custody hearings. Signs read, Protect children from perversion. Inside, the judge probed, Mr. Harrington, why now? Tanner's testimony was raw. I hid my truth, hurting everyone. I want to atone. Jamie's turn. He's biological father, but I've been the parent. The judge granted temporary joint custody, praising maturity. But media spun it as victory for woke agendas. Post-hearing, they dined as a family, first time. Tyler chattered about school. Awkward silences filled gaps. Over dessert, Jamie asked, Do you regret leaving? Tanner met his gaze. Every day, the admission hung electric. Betrayal resurfaced when Tanner discovered Jamie had dated someone during the separation. A colleague, brief but intense. Why tell me now? Tanner asked, jealousy flaring. Jamie, to show I moved on. Argument ensued, old wounds reopening. You left me broken, Jamie yelled. Tyler overheard, crying. They comforted him, united in guilt. Corporate intrigue climaxed. Tanner uncovered the leaker, a VP bribed by Reginald. Confrontation in a boardroom. You betrayed me for what? The VP sneered. Loyalty to the real Harrington. Tanner fired him, reclaiming control via allies. Stocks rebounded. Media hailed, comeback kid. Jamie's job stabilized after a viral student video defending him. He's the best teacher. Love is love. Community support grew, but scars lingered. Parents withdrew kids. Jamie considered relocating. A moral crossroads. Reginald suffered a stroke. Hospital bedside, he whispered to Tanner, Forgive me. Tanner paused. Only if you accept my family. Reginald nodded weakly, a tentative bridge. As spring bloomed, co-parenting routines solidified. Weekends with Tanner, weekdays with Jamie. Tyler thrived, but questioned, Why can't you live together? Innocence forced reflection. Jamie and Tanner met privately. Is there a chance? Tanner asked. Jamie, trust takes time. Tensions peaked at a pride event. They attended as a family. Protesters jeered. A thrown object grazed Tyler. Panic ensued. Tanner shielded them. Hospital check. Minor bruise. Jamie blamed Tanner. Your visibility caused this. Tanner. Hiding caused more harm. Rift widened. Reconciliation attempts followed. Couples therapy. Communication is key. They unpacked betrayals. Tanner's abandonment, Jamie's secrecy. I hid Tyler to protect, but also punish, Jamie admitted. Tanner. I chose wrong, paying now. Societal debate amplified. Op-eds questioned, Can redemption erase damage? Tanner penned an essay, The Cost of Conformity. It went viral, sparking conversations on family pressures. Personal growth emerged. Tanner volunteered at LGBTQ+ centers, mentoring youth. Jamie wrote a memoir outline, cathartic. Tyler's resilience inspired, I love both dads. But a new betrayal loomed. Eleanor's lawyer revealed, during marriage, She had frozen embryos without Tanner's full consent. Potential siblings, she claimed, seeking control. Tanner furious. Manipulation. Court battle ensued, ethics clashing. Amid chaos, a quiet evening. Stargazing in Central Park. Tyler asleep between them. Jamie leaned in. Maybe we try again. Kiss tentative, hope reborn. The kiss lingered, a spark in the darkness, but reality intruded swiftly. Next morning, headlines blared. Ex-wife's embryo bombshell rocks Harrington scandal. Eleanor's move was calculated, revenge for the divorce. Those embryos are mine too, she told reporters. Tanner's lawyer advised settlement. Destroy them to end this. But morality gnawed. Potential life, siblings for Tyler. Jamie reacted with fury. More secrets. Over coffee, argument flared. You never mentioned embryos, Tanner defended. It was early marriage forgotten. Trust frayed anew. How many lies? Jamie stormed out, taking Tyler. Isolation hit Tanner hard. He threw himself into work, but nights echoed emptiness. Lydia visited. Fight for them. Inspired, Tanner confronted Eleanor privately. Why now? Her tears. You left me feeling worthless. Empathy stirred. He offered counseling copay. Let's end amicably. She agreed, dropping the claim. Embryos destroyed. A bittersweet choice. Reaching out to Jamie, Tanner left voicemails. I handled it. Please talk. Silence for days. Then, a text. Park, noon. There, Jamie's eyes were weary. Tyler's confused. They walked, dissecting pains. Your world brings chaos, Jamie said. Tanner. But also love. Compromise. Slow reconciliation. Therapy mandatory. Societal fallout continued. A documentary crew approached. Your story inspires. They declined, prioritizing privacy. But leaks persisted, Reginald's aides stirring pots. Tanner cut ties fully, embracing independence. Tyler's perspective emerged. In therapy, he expressed, I want a normal family. Guilt unified parents. They planned a vacation, upstate cabin, no media. Their bonds strengthened. Hiking, stories by fire. Jamie opened. I forgave long ago, but fear remains. Tanner. I'll prove worthy. Back home, challenges mounted. Jamie's school offered promotion, but with relocation clause, to a conservative district. Decline, Tanner urged. Jamie. Stability matters. Debate. Career versus family. Jamie chose stay, prioritizing Tyler. Tanner's firm thrived. Ethical focus attracting clients. Redemption arc, business journals called it. But personal costs tallied. Lost friends, strained health. Doctor's visit. Stress-induced hypertension. Slow down, advised. A turning point. Reginald's death. Funeral tense. Tanner eulogized honestly. He taught duty, but I learned love's priority. Inheritance contested, but Tanner waived most, donating to charities. Post-funeral, Jamie comforted. You're free now. Intimacy grew, cautious. Dates, dinners, walks. Tyler beamed. Like a real family. But betrayals echo. Jamie discovered Tanner had hired the PI years ago. Stalking. Confrontation. I was desperate. Jamie. Violation. Separation brief, but reflective. Boundaries, Jamie demanded. Healing progressed. Pride parade. They marched openly, Tyler waving flags. Cheers outweighed boos. Media shifted. Symbol of progress. Moral dilemmas persisted. Tyler asked about biology. Why two dads? Explanation age-appropriate, emphasizing love. As summer waned, a proposal. Tanner knelt in their shared home. Marry me? Jamie hesitated. After everything? But yes, tears flowing. Wedding planning amid scrutiny. Conservative backlash. Boycotts threatened. They persevered. Ceremony intimate. Honeymoon brief, reality returned. Co-parenting evolved to unified family. But shadows lingered, societal acceptance uneven. Married life brought bliss, but trials. Moving in together, Tanner's modern loft clashed with Jamie's cozy setup. Compromises forged unity. Tyler adjusted, thriving in new school with inclusive policies. Professional hurdles. Jamie's book deal for memoir. Expose our story? Tanner worried. Jamie, Truth Heals. Published. It sparked debates. Forgiveness or folly? Reviews mixed. Some praised resilience, others criticized naivety. Tanner faced corporate sabotage, rival firm, tied to old allies, launched smear campaign. Unfit leader. He countered legally, winning defamation suit. Victory bittersweet. Cost friendships. Family dynamics shifted. Vivian embraced them, hosting dinners. Grandma loves you, she told Tyler. Healing generational wounds. Internal conflicts. Jamie's jealousy of Tanner's past flings during separation. Meaningless, Tanner assured. Therapy helped navigate. Societal impact. Invitations to speak at events. They advocated for LGBTQ+ rights, sharing story. Choices have consequences, Tanner said in TED-style talk. Applause but hate escalated, death threats. Security hired, freedom curtailed. Tyler's tween years brought questions. Why did you leave Dad? Tanner explained honestly. Fear. Tyler. Don't do it again. Promise sealed. A new crisis, health scare. Jamie diagnosed with early lymphoma. Treatable, doctors said. But fear gripped. Tanner supported through chemo, roles reversing. Your turn to be strong, Jamie joked weakly. Tyler's worry. Drawings of superdads. Recovery slow. Jamie reflected. Life's fragile. Priorities sharpened. More family time. Less work. Post-recovery, they adopted a dog, symbol of normalcy. Community integrated. Neighborhood BBQs. School events. But moral quandary. A young relative came out, seeking advice. Hide or fight? Tanner. Fight, but know the cost. Guidance shaped futures. As years passed, story faded from headlines. Tyler excelled, aware of heritage. Proud of you both. Reflection. Choices prices paid, but gains immense. Decade post-reunion, life stabilized. Tyler, now 19, college-bound, mirrored Tanner's ambition but Jamie's empathy. Major in social work, he announced at dinner. Pride swelled. They had raised a compassionate soul. Tanner's firm prospered ethically. Jamie's second book explored forgiveness. Together, they mentored couples in similar straits. Lingering tensions. Occasional arguments over past, but resolved quicker. We've paid our dues, Jamie said. Societal progress noted. Marriage equality firm, but battles remained. They volunteered, giving back. In quiet moments, Tanner pondered the journey. From betrayal to redemption. Worth it? He asked Jamie under stars. Absolutely. Tyler's graduation. Family united. Cheers echoing. Reginald's absence felt, but not mourned. Story closed with growth. Damages healed, though scars reminded. Was Tanner's initial betrayal unforgivable? Or does true atonement justify second chances?